Hey, everybody. Welcome to the YouTube Real Estate YouTube Mastermind. Wow, fuck. What's the show called?
It's the lead gen show.
YouTube Lead Gen Show. Kristina Smallhorn and myself, Malcolm Lawson. It has been a few months since we've done one of these. Yeah, let's just skip the intro. Kristina, how are you?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you, my friend. I mean, like, there's been a lot of new people that have joined the group. If you guys don't know, I don't think the group would be the way it is if it wasn't for Malcolm. Like, I originally started the group. It was so slow going. And then Malcolm made a course. And so he really pumped in the people coming in. And then he made posts and got tons more engagement. So then the whole group started popping off quite a bit. But now people that don't know you, people should know who you are, Malcolm. You're a YouTube phenom.
Yeah. So I think you created a group in maybe 18, 19 or something. I came in 2020. And then, here we are, 4 years later, and it's at almost 19,000 members. How amazing is that? I love seeing that. And it's such a cool, we get a cool culture and community.
Yeah.
The culture.
We don't put up with riffraff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And give props to the moderators that we have here too. I think one of the best things we did was we assigned moderators and we got a little group chat going on, and they're on top of kicking the riffraff out and kind of protecting that culture of the group. We got a cool little community here.
If people don't know who Malcolm is, he's had 3 or 4, maybe even 5 YouTube channels. He starts them off, they get successful, and then he gets bored with them. But he definitely knows how to work the YouTube space like nobody else. So
that's a real.
And Malcolm has a course as well as I do. So it's separate from one another. But the whole theme of this today is collaboration. So we are a collaborating team. We always have been. We're not competition to each other, because I know people find me obnoxious and they'll like his approach a lot better than mine. So
coming from abundance and not scarcity. That's
right,
how I like
right.
it,
and you just talked about that in a post, and you interviewed another agent from another brokerage. Yeah. And I was like, I love it. That was such a good post.
Yeah. Why not? So yeah, I mean, I'm with a cloud brokerage and I interviewed another agent from another cloud brokerage, gave all his contact information. Anybody wants to reach out to him, they can reach out to him, coming from abundance, not scarcity. I think that's the way to win in life. Ultimately, kind of how I want to live my life as well.
I think it feels so much better to lift people up instead of tear them down. Because when you spend your whole day just trying to destroy somebody, at the end of the day, you're exhausted and you feel terrible. But if you spent the whole entire day making people feel good about themselves, and you've trained them on a bunch of stuff and they're so thankful to you, selfishly, that makes you feel your ego feel so much better. And you could go to sleep man, I helped people today. It's such a much better feeling than trying to rip people apart. I hate that.
100%. And that kind of stuff, it poisons you. You get into a big conflict with somebody, you're going to be thinking about that stuff all day, all night while you're trying to sleep next week, and it poisons you and just brings you down. That's
I got to turn off my speaker real quick.
All right. But yeah, one thing I've learned over the last couple of years is how much your personal well-being affects your business, especially being content creators. If you have that poison in you and you're off and then you film a video, it portrays in that video. So I've been really focusing on my personal self, getting myself in line, and that has a huge impact on my YouTube channel, has a huge impact on my businesses as well.
I just recently filmed a video, but I had the flu at the same time, but I had to film the video. I had no choice. So I'm filming it and I'm pushing through, and everybody in the comment section, they're like, you made this sound so depressing. Well, golly, your tone was so depressing. I'm like, I had 104 fever. I had the flu. but that sticks with you. That's kind of stuff.
It comes off in video. So
it does come off, no matter how hard you're pushing, man. You can't be a jerk. The camera catches everything.
It does. And so for me personally, if I'm feeling off that day, I just don't film that day. I'll wait,
Mhm.
film the next day or something. Because if I'm really sleep deprived and you film a video, like you can just tell you're real low energy in the videos, and your videos just shot anyway. And so yeah, my biggest channel is almost 200,000 subscribers. I got it up to at one point I was making 10 grand a month from it, this outdoor channel. And I walked away from that channel because I got so just bored and burnt out from it. And I can watch some of my videos and I'm just like, I just don't care. I lost all inspiration for that channel.
Well, wasn't it like, didn't it kind of turn into like prepper crap? Is
Yeah.
that what, like it ended up like it was for the love of outdoors, and then it kind of turned into like prepping for the end of the world kind of stuff?
Yeah. So like in that niche, making end of the world videos do really, really well. That's what does really well is, the world's going to end next year. Buy these 10 items now.
Mhm.
It's economic collapse. Buy this
Mhm.
now. And it's just really just a lot of negativity. And I kind of got burnt out from that. And I was also like recently divorced and just like filming videos in my basement, spending all day editing them, filming videos in my basement, editing them, completely like socially isolating myself. And I was like, okay, it's not
Well,
sustainable.
well, not only that, like doing those kinds of videos will suck the soul out of you. I'm sorry. It's the same with doing nothing but housing crash videos. Like
Yeah,
I get super
exactly.
depressed because I do a lot of affordability stuff. And when I find out like policies that are going to mess with people's that are looking for an affordable house even more, I just want to, it's frustrating, like it wears on you. It totally wears on you. It
Yeah.
affects everything. So
And like creator burnout is a very real thing. Creators
absolutely.
talk about all the time.
Mhm.
And what I've heard somebody say that I thought was, really insightful is that he does like 3 videos for the algorithm. So just kind of like top 10 lists or whatever they knows is going to do well for the algorithm. And then he does one for himself that is something meaningful and inspiring and he knows is not going to do well. I'm not going to get a lot of videos or making much money, but he does it just to kind of fulfill that his his soul, right?
Mhm.
And I like that concept of 3 videos for the algorithm, 1 video for yourself. Yeah, just to kind of
Yeah.
avoid that burnout.
I used to do that. I've kind of been on like automatic. Like I know what I have to do this week. I just film it. And then I don't I haven't even just recently I just edited like a video for the first time, but I've been sending it to editors, and then I have my husband, I hadn't even been watching him. I'm like, I had my husband watch him and I'm like, whatever, whatever, whatever. But I used to be like in it, like in the analytics every single day. And I haven't been because I've been doing the other stuff. I've been doing so many different things. I'm all over the place.
Well, I give you props. Is I had a real estate channel. So I think like when your real estate channel was at like 4,000 subscribers, I was at like 1,000 subscribers.
Uh-huh.
And then I think like when you're at like 50,000, I was at like 20,000. I was like, I'm kind of keeping up. I can catch up to her. And I got burnt out from that too. I could not just make real estate content over and over and over again.
You end up
Um,
saying a lot of the same crap. That's what ends up happening. You're like, "Ugh, not another not another."
yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same crap a different day,
Yep. I
and
know.
and props to you for sticking with it. I mean, you've been doing this for 5, 6 years now, something like that?
I did my first, YouTube video in 2017. I started making videos in 2016, but I uploaded my first YouTube video in 2017.
7 years. You're an overnight success.
Yeah, totally overnight, yep.
Total get rich quick scheme here.
Well, I will say this though, like, when I started, I used to do, like these skits, where I basically was
uh,
making fun of real estate agents. And like one of my fifth or sixth video that I did ended up in a in a magazine, on a web page magazine. And I was like, oh my gosh, they were like, this video is hysterical from a real estate agent. I'm like, thank you. Oh my God. I felt so famous. I think it had a whopping like 6,000 views to it. But that was like back in the day, nobody was really doing those kinds of things, and
yeah,
then it became a thing, everybody was doing skits. And then now everybody does market reports.
yeah. And you were doing the Snapchat, not Snapchat,
Mm-mm.
the yellow
Facebook.
one. No, not Facebook. What's the yellow one? Not Instagram. TikTok. You had a TikTok thing for a while
I
there,
had
right?
I've
the
had
character?
several TikToks. I've had several. TikTok is probably one of the easiest things you could blow up. I mean, honestly, you could show up like booger hanging out of your nose, like your teeth not brushed, and just start shooting off stuff. And the more like unmade bed you look, the more people listen to you. I don't know what it is about TikTok, but it's easy. That's one of the easiest things. But I never found anybody call from it. I had one TikTok that I think was over 4 million views. Never, not one person ever reached out from it. I'm like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a waste of time. It's a waste of time to get that many views and not one person reach out to you. Screw this. I mean, that to me is just the dopamine hit, you know?
That's what it is.
And there's people that put a lot of time, energy into making TikToks. I mean, they have success with them. I never found that it did for me. It was just, I mean,
Yeah.
it just made me feel good.
I feel like this is gonna be a controversial statement, but I feel like
Mhm.
YouTube videos is lead generation.
Correct.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, that's more marketing. That's just staying in front of an audience and just kind of, continuing that relationship with people, but you're not gonna generate leads from that, you know?
I think some people can.
Some
I mean,
people can. So okay,
yeah.
so maybe I gotta massage that statement a little bit. Maybe like
Mhm.
most agents are not gonna
Most.
generate leads from that. 'Cause,
Right.
I know people that I know a guy, John Coleman, I did an interview with him. He did these home tour videos on Instagram, built up to 30,000 followers on Instagram, nothing but home tours. And he says he generates way more leads from his 2,000 YouTube subscribers than he does from the 30,000 followers on Instagram. Like it just doesn't translate to lead generation.
I had like overnight, my TikTok had like 30,000 followers. Like, and what did that mean? Nothing. But
How many, what's your GCI from all that? That's
yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
it's not, it was just time wasted. Um, I don't know. A lot of people what was weird is that people in the comment section were like, "Oh, I know you from YouTube." So, but I mean, other than that, I don't know. To me, it's not worth it. And then I made another TikTok account because I'm goofy and stupid, and I had a wig on. I
Yeah.
would call it Karen's Corner,
I remember that.
where I was an obnoxious old lady with a Yankee accent, and people bought it. Like there was people that didn't realize it was cosplay, but whatever. And that
Yeah.
was fun too. But then I was like, what am I doing this for? It's another thing. I'm just wasting time. But I was just trying to get out of the pandemic funk, you know?
Yeah. Have you ever introduced characters into your show, into your videos? There
Occasionally. Like I did one with land, and I was like,
Oh, okay. I think I remember
and I
that.
did one
Yeah.
with land, and when people lie about what like
Yeah.
the area's never flooded before, I had a little character thing like, oh, it's never flooded.
There's a guy, Answer with Joe is his channel, and
Uh-huh.
he brings in like characters of himself, or sometimes there's like Clone Joe, where it's a clone from the future or something like that.
Mhm.
That is a ridiculously large mug you have there. I love that.
Oh, it's the mug's not too big. I'm just really, really tiny.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, this is a normal size mug. I'm just very small.
So I want to say, Jeremy, you get OG points right there. That is a very OG reference to a video.
First viral video
Yeah, that's
on
probably like
YouTube.
2018, 2017, somewhere around there.
17, yep. I talked about getting the smell of dog pee on a carpet when you were selling your house.
Yeah, I
Can you let
remember.
that thing go away? I was like, "Oh, terrible."
So Geo asked, "Do you ever consider bringing in another team member to take over your channel?" So it's probably for me, for my real estate channel that you're asking that about.
Mhm.
And that's a good question. I mean, yeah, I had that up to like 27,000 followers, subscribers on that channel, and I haven't uploaded a video in like 2-3 years now. I feel like if I brought somebody else on, it wouldn't do anything. I don't think they'd be able to. They'd have a different. People wouldn't just be. You can't. I'm interested in your opinion on this because I know Daryl Eves sells YouTube channels, but in my mind, if I brought in a different agent and just gave him my YouTube channel, like the videos just wouldn't do nearly as well because the audience built a relationship with me.
Right. Well, first I would ask you when was the last time you uploaded a video to that real estate channel?
Yeah, I can take a look. Probably about 3 years ago.
Then it's dead. Like there's nothing you can do to that channel. You're never going to have like a viral hit on there again. That's what Daryl will tell you.
Oh,
It's
wow.
done.
Really?
It's spent. You'll still get views on it, but you'll never get the traction that you had. You would be much better off starting fresh. Much better off. And I've proven that actually. Every time that we get to students, there's people that won't let go of their old channels. And I'm like, you'll be better off if you start a brand new channel. They won't let it go. And the people that let go and start a brand new channel have 10 times faster traction than the people that had to hold on to that channel that wasn't doing them much service.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I've proven it. I knew I was right.
I believe it. Yeah, I believe it, you know.
For someone to take over your channel, though, I think the right thing to do is that you couldn't just do it overnight. You couldn't just like, be the face of the channel for all that time. And then all of a sudden be like, okay, here's Patty, and Patty's going to be doing all the content. Like you screwed the pooch on that one. What you do is you start like, it would probably be like a year-long process, right? You would have you, and then you slowly introduce Patty, over time. And then after that year, Patty becomes the face. Your audience is used to it. After like a year, they probably even almost forgotten about you. And now, Patty takes over the channel, and then it becomes Patty's channel.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there's agents I've heard talking about doing that with their local channels. I've even seen agents do like a referral, like, hey, take over my local channel, give me a referral fee on anything for a couple years. So I feel like you're probably right. There is a model there. And like, you're right. If you kind of alternate with who's doing the video, and then slowly one person starts taking over after a few months or a year or something, I could see that working out.
I'm totally going to do that.
With what channel?
The real estate one. At some point, I'm just going to phase somebody in there, and they can take it over from there.
I love it. You gotta have, yeah. How far out do you think you are from doing that?
3 years.
Yeah. So I have a channel, and I use it for agent attraction, and I'm kind of building a downline at my brokerage. And I thought about that too. Like at one point, I'm going to get somebody that's in my downline and have them making content on that channel after a couple of years. And that'll be my exit strategy. So they're building.
I'm going to sell it to them. They're gonna write me a check.
And I mean, do you think that would work? Like, let's say you have 500,000 subscribers at that point, and you sold a channel to another real estate agent. Do you think that
they're going to pay me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've brought amounts of traffic that most people would dream of.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, it makes serious AdSense, and it brings in serious commissions. Yeah, you're paying me. You're paying me. Yep.
Do you think, like, I guess my question is, like, do you think somebody else would be successful taking over?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they were serious, you would
Mhm.
do like a whole contract, and it wouldn't be just overnight flip the switch. We're going to work together so that at the end of this year, when you take over the channel, it's seamless. There's no surprises.
So bring them into your live stream every single week. That could be like a good way to start it, and then start uploading their content with you or something. Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it. Let's see. Jeremy says, I know this much. My YouTube has now generated over $1 million in commissions from the past several years. My TikTok, Instagram, Facebook haven't made 1/10 of that.
See? Yeah. And I think they're good. I think it's good, to have yourself out there in other places. I will never say it's a bad thing, but I think that the energy to get the amount of momentum to actually turn into a lead is exhausting amount of energy. Those people that I know that are actually doing well, they're posting 3, 4, 5 videos a day, sometimes on TikTok. Who the hell has time for that shit? I mean, honestly, I don't.
So it's probably John Coleman. So I was talking about. I did an interview with him about his Instagram. He says, I've been using the Coffee of Coleman format for some reels. In 1 month, I have a deal and a strong potential to get a new builder start working with me. I still like YouTube better for generating business, but there's potential with reels.
Okay. Yeah. I believe it. I just honestly, I have no more energy to give to another social media site. I know. I can't. They're soul sucking anyway. Like, you know, you go on TikTok, you know, they know all the algorithms know what pisses you off, and like they know what they're doing. And it's just not worth it to me. And
Yeah.
I don't think that making reels and TikToks of like your live streams and turning them into shorts, I don't think that works. I mean, people like they're doing this, you know.
Right.
You know, they're doing this. So
So,
I like you gotta there's a strategy of making a good TikTok. There's a strategy of making a good YouTube short. Um, and I think just cutting up your uh podcasts isn't the way to do it. Because I mean, unless you're like you know, a famous podcaster, you know, but our let's be honest, real estate is not the most exciting thing in the world. The most exciting thing to happen in real estate was the 2 years of the pandemic. I mean, where prices were going nuts.
it's literally
You
like
know,
watching paint dry. Like
yeah, and normally, I mean, like that was my whole thing. It was like, how do you make real estate sound entertaining, right? And like that's why the Crash Bros do so well, because that people are waiting for that train wreck to happen, you know, so that feeds into their desire to make it more interesting, you know. Um, but you know, to do that day in and day out and then have shorts and everything else, that isn't, I don't think it works unless you're going to talk doom and gloom all the time and a
right.
short, you know, I just,
Yeah, and so like I've pivoted my focus to less on generating consumer leads and more on generating like real estate agent leads. And so my business model is that I have YouTube at the top, and YouTube's how people are discovering me. And I think
mhm.
that discoverability on YouTube is amazing. It's so easy to build a new audience on YouTube. The other platforms, I think discoverability is just a lot harder. But my vision is that they discover me on YouTube. They continue that journey with me on Instagram. Like they find me on YouTube, they follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. And so that's really I do the shorts and the reels just to stay in front of that audience, just to continue that relationship with them. And so I really see that kind of stuff as middle of sales funnel rather than the top of sales funnel. And so I still do the shorts and reels. I do, and I've been paying an editor to chop up some of my interviews into little vertical stuff. And for educational content for real estate agents, I think the shorts and reels work fine. They get a couple hundred views. They don't nothing really crazy. But the purpose for that is just to stay in front of them, continue that relationship with them after they've discovered me from YouTube. That's my philosophy on it.
Do you know what I think is the worst? The absolute worst?
I do. Yes. What is the worst?
Facebook business pages.
Oh, are those even a thing anymore? Who has one of those?
I'm like, why do people even like, unless you're making ads, Facebook business pages are the biggest waste of time. And not only that, like ads themselves are so difficult to get approved. Then on top of that, when you do get them approved, like they're not nearly as good. Like they've put so many restrictions and they're not getting in front of the right audiences like they used to. And you could hire the best ad agency in the world. Honestly, if you're going to do ads, hire an agency to do them on YouTube. You probably have better success than you would on Facebook. These are just like these ads on Facebook are just not getting into the right place. I Facebook business pages are there kind of almost like the yellow pages, you know, like you're trying to find somebody's name, like a plumber or something. You go stick that at the top, you know, plumber essential repairs. Oh, look, there's their business page, and then you get their phone number. It's like they don't, it's not as good, but they used to be just like a regular profile page.
Yeah, you're right.
I loved it. You know, I used to put all my videos there and everything. I loved it.
Yeah, they used to
I don't
get
even waste my
traction.
time anymore with it.
No, I haven't uploaded a business page in years. I did an interview with somebody maybe a year ago, and he brought up my Facebook business page. He's like, Malcolm Lawson has 27,000 subscribers and 1,500 on his business page. I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen that page in years. Like, that's embarrassing. So I kind of want to delete my Facebook business pages. They're useless now. They're just there for running ads.
I think the funniest part was that when Facebook business pages were like still a thing, how many people, real estate agents, thought other people were stupid enough to believe that, 17,000 people liked their business page And then every single one of their posts had like one little like, and then you click on the like and it's them, like it's the people that own the business page, because they would buy subscribers.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing that? They used to do that on YouTube too. People used to buy subscribers. I had this one guy call me out of the blue. He's like, I don't know what happened. I got 30,000 subscribers overnight, and look at all the views I have. And I'm like, and not one comment. Yeah. And all your views are around 100 views. Things aren't adding up.
That's anyway. The stupidest thing. People buying subscribers, buying likes on Facebook. And I remember there used to be all these services for real estate agents, like, hey, we'll take care of posting on Facebook and we'll post content for you every single day on Facebook. Meanwhile, they're posting the exact same post on hundreds of other accounts. Facebook can see that and just doesn't expose any of them. It's all just duplicate content.
There has to be a Facebook real estate meme account or something, because I will see one real estate agent post a meme, and as soon as I see that one, I see it all day long for the next week and a half. Yeah. They all post it. Like, it's so funny. I'm like, I've already seen it. Everybody's already seen it.
That's funny.
Does anybody have an original thought? Does anybody have their own creativity, or do they have to suck it off of somebody else to post it? I don't know. Anyway, I get annoyed.
Oh, you get annoyed. All right. What will it affect my channel to make a video touring a home that is out of state? The owner is a friend of mine and trying to sell by owner. So, I mean, I'd say like it's a different audience, but I don't know. Brad McCallan's doing that right now. He's trying to pivot his channel into just $1 million listings, and he'll go to different exotic places and make content showing these cool listings, and his audience seems to like it. They seem to do well on his channel.
Right. Well, the thing is that he established that channel as a touring channel from the get-go. Anytime he ever tried to do any kind of educational videos, they did meh. Everybody was there for one thing. His audience was very clear. They want to see the house, and he's very entertaining. So when you put the educational stuff out there, they're like, that's great, but can we get back to the houses? I think that would work on a channel that is specific to touring, and or you could do like a versus, right? So you could say if it was like a lake home, Michigan lake homes versus Wisconsin lake homes, right? So that way you could have a comparison, so it would fall in line with
that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, or just price ranges: $1 million Michigan home versus $1 million Wisconsin home.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that could work. And it'd have to be pretty entertaining too. I think the video.
If you're not entertaining, like, at least have some really good footage. Like, you have. If you're not good at entertaining and you suck at voiceover, make sure that those shots are like buttery smooth and super sexy.
I'm gonna play some music. I forgot the StreamYard can do that.
Yeah, we got lots of moose sticks on the StreamYard now. If you have story blocks, that's what I use. Is I will upload story blocks music to it, so you get some more funky.
Oh, you can upload music to StreamYard too, huh? That's cool.
Correct. Yeah. So you go to story blocks, and then they have a music section, and then like I'll try to find something for the week or whatever. I have a bunch of stuff for Mardi Gras. It always it's all like wild and whistles and stuff.
Is that what you use for like B-roll and stock footage, story blocks, or is it just music?
Yeah, I have. Like I said, for like the last year though, I hired an editor, so they've been doing it. I don't even know what they use. I could care less. I haven't been in it like I had been in years past. But I have a really big idea coming up for a video.
Yeah,
I'm buying I'm gonna purchase a $20,000 tiny home off of Amazon.
You already got a free one in your backyard, didn't you?
Right. So this one, I won't even be able to put it in my backyard to unfold it. So there's a RV park down the street. I have to go talk to them to see if I'm going to be allowed to basically keep it there. And I have a 3 video series that I'm going to come out for that. I'm excited.
I have a lot of questions already. Like, that's gonna make an amazing title, because I already have a lot of questions. Like, how are they delivering it?
Yes.
You know, that's the first question is how the hell are they delivering a tiny home to you?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I have because I have a whole Amazon series, of videos that have done really well, but I've never actually purchased one. So I'm going to give it a whirly whirl.
You should
Swirly whirly whirl.
go buy some land in like West Virginia or out in the country somewhere and set up a little homestead with it.
I think I'm going to give it away.
Oh, that's even cooler.
Yeah. Tax write-off.
Yeah. I like it. I'll watch those videos. I will.
Yeah.
I feel IG is good for Sphere and YouTube can be more for search and organic.
I don't need it for search. I haven't been a search channel for 4 years. I literally rank the lowest on search.
Yeah.
And I have, ever since I quit trying to be a search channel, I've exploded my business. So if you think that that's the only way you can get business is being a search channel, you're limiting yourself.
So like I do consultations with real estate agents, and Kristina does as well to go over their YouTube channels. And almost every time they ask me, about SEO and optimizing for search. And I go into their analytics and I go to sources of views, and almost every time browse is their number one source of views. Mm-hmm. So it's not even search that is driving traffic to the channel. It's that browse feature. And there's so many people that optimize their titles for search. And all these keywords in there. It's like, why? Browse is your number one source. Double down on that. Optimize it for the human being.
Well, because I know why they do it. Because so that the optimizing for search was what YouTube was, like having those tags and having SEO like enrich paragraphs in your description. That literally was how YouTube worked. It hasn't worked that way in a very long time. But there's lots of gurus out there that are still selling it like this is the gospel of getting views. And don't get me wrong, you can start off a channel that way. Your success is going to be very limited if you continue down that road the whole way down.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Like it sounds more appealing saying like, hey, I can get your video to rank number one in YouTube search, a second largest search engine.
That. Remember, you and I were like, oh, look, we got this to rank on Google. Like how much effort, like it was so stupid, like all the stuff that we used to do to get it there. And then when we figured it out, I was like, oh, well, that got there a lot easier, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what people need to realize with that is that like your thumbnail image has a huge impact on your search results, whether it's going to rank or not, because people have to click on your video. And if they don't click on your video, it's never going to rank in search, period, or anywhere else.
Right.
And so like creating what you do to optimize it for browse is going to also optimize it for search. And that's just creating good clickable content that people watch. That's how you optimize for search as well, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what people kept on saying was like, well, I have to spend all this time to make sure my scores are high and everything. I'm like, your title reads like an encyclopedia. Who the hell is going to click on that? Your thumbnail with just a bright background and going like this, repeating the title. What is engaging about that? I would literally scan right past it. It looks like an ad. It doesn't even look like an ad. Like it doesn't even look like a real video.
And I do a lot of articles. I probably have like 70, 80 articles that I've written on my website, maybe more, maybe like 100 articles now. And a lot of them rank in Google search as well. And there's this whole like old school strategy for SEO is articles is all about keyword density and doing all these little tricks to optimize it for search. But then there's this new school strategy, which is you just create good fucking articles that people read and that they go there and they're on there for a long time. And Google, I'll give you my SEO strategy for articles. Google owns Chrome, which is the largest browser out there. They can see when somebody bookmarks an article that you write. So write an article so fucking good that people bookmark it. And I can almost guarantee you that they're going to use that metric in, their algorithm. And so that's how you optimize it for search. You create good content that people actually want, and that'll kind of take care of itself.
I
Same thing with
used
YouTube.
to blog, like you were saying, like I used to, again, the same thing, the keyword search,
Yeah.
lots of backlinks to other articles to create that pool, that
Yeah.
little pool of things. But one of my most successful blog articles didn't have any backlinks, and it was about HOAs in Louisiana.
Yeah.
And you know what? I had a video about it on YouTube, and the video was old, right? But I was like, oh, let me just write it because this is pretty interesting because we have a lot more things going on with HOAs in our area. And then I wrote a blog post and added that video to it. It boosted up the video and it boosted up the search ranking. And then all of a sudden I was getting phone calls for a video and an article that I was like, oh, huh. And it was just me just firing off on how crappy a lot of these HOAs are and then the restrictions were.
Pretty much every article I write today, I also put a video in there. And when you have a video in your article, that's the magic sauce right there, the key sauce, whatever, the magic trick right there.
I call the Google juice. That's what
yeah.
I heard a guru say, the thing is that you have to make double titles and you have to then you're geotagging your thumbnail, and that creates really good Google juice. I was like, you're out of your damn mind. If anybody's paying or selling a service to you to geotag your thumbnails, because that's going to allow for more Google juice, I assure you, with every single fiber of my being, you are getting scammed. It is a total robbery. There is no such thing. If there was a hack to be made about YouTube, there's only one, and that's all it is. So simple. Same thing that Malcolm just said. Make good content that people want to watch. That's it. There's no other thing. There's no AI. There's no, round your corners of your thumbnails. Nothing like that. Make content people want to watch. Create titles that people want to click on, and make a good thumbnail that gets their engagement.
You remind me of this. I saw this meme from George Costanza from the Seinfeld show in the 90s. And he said, in the meme, it said, remember, Jerry, it's not a lie if you believe it. So all these people with this SEO, so they probably believe that this is it. They probably have never done it successfully for themselves. They don't have any credentials, but they believe that they saw a YouTube video from 2009 explaining this is how Google works, and that they believe that this is somehow going to work.
No, these mother effers know exactly what they're selling. They know exactly what they're selling. Right. Because what happens is that when it doesn't work, they can say, well, you didn't do the right SEO research. Did you use this? Did you, you just obviously weren't using the right kinds of keywords. They put it back on you because they don't know how to do it. Yeah. So they make it your fault because they know that what they're teaching is garbage. They know that. They know it. And then they sell people on the lie, and they're laughing all the way to the bank. Some of them are.
Maybe you're not wrong. Like, oh, your keyword density wasn't dense enough. Yeah. There's so much out there. And
you did 349 words instead of 350 words in your description. That it needs to be 350 to get the Google juice.
And here's the thing: we're talking about some of the most advanced algorithms and search engines in the entire world today in 2024. Like, you really think they're gonna be that easy to manipulate and game? Like, you really think you're smarter than Google? If you just do these couple little things, you're gonna outsmart the Google algorithm.
Yeah.
No, they want good content. Mr. B summarizes the entire algorithm, or the AI that Google wants people to click on videos and watch them. That's it. Make videos people click on and watch, and you're good. That's all you need to do.
Oh, then the other thing too is if you were told at a conference that you need to name your channel living in or moving to in order for your videos to be found, that is horsepucky. What you have done now, if you've changed your name to that, what you've done is you've branded for those coaches. So other people think that you went to their course and paid for it because you saw that. And you know that that's what they recommend. So you're like, oh, look at all these people. Obviously, this coach knows what he's talking about, because all of these channels, you may never have taken his course or their course. It doesn't matter. You may have never taken it, but now you've branded yourself for that coach. It does not give you any more SEO juice to name your channel that.
And and like today in 2024, where every market has 10 YouTube channels talking about the same exact market, like, you have to, different is better than better. don't try to do what they're doing, but better. Do something different. You know, you have to stand out. Today it's so interesting. It's such a different climate on YouTube today in the real estate space than it was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 22,
Nobody was
23.
doing it.
Yeah.
That's why. But and so the ones that are doing it now are just copying and pasting, because that's what they were told they had to do. They go, I don't blame them. They go to a conference, they see a bunch of people up on stage saying that you need to do these things. They're like, okay, well, I'll do those. Oh, look, this guy's in my market. He's doing really well. I'm going to go ahead and do what he's doing. So they just copy paste, right? They don't realize there's a little bit more to it. It will work. Don't get me wrong. Like what you're doing will work, but at some point, you level off, you plateau, because you don't know, you're not going in any direction. You're just ripping off everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not going to get you anywhere. Different is better than better. That's how I like to look at it. So he brings up a really good point here. And I like this point that I think the issue is no one selects to watch the shorts or reel like they actually choose to watch a YouTube video. And that's actually really insightful. And I used to say that about how Facebook and Instagram, people are just scrolling and the video just pops up in front of them. And I remember Facebook, it used to be if it's playing for 3 seconds with like 50% or more of the video on your screen, they count it as a view. Where on YouTube, people have to see your video and click on it and watch it for like some amount of time before they count that as a view.
30 seconds.
Yeah. And so you're absolutely right. Like, it could show up and then they could just kind of scroll right past it again. YouTube may still count that as a view. And maybe that is why shorts get it seems like they get a lot of views, but it's probably not.
I don't even see a lot of if I see it like a real estate short that does really well, either it's very funny, it was just funny, or it was so captivating that people wanted to answer, they want the engagement on it was really good. But for the most part, it's boring stuff and people just do this swipe. If you get a ton of engagement on a short, that's something you better make a long form video on. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I want to show you something that I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of bugs me here. But I do a lot of articles, and I wrote this article here, The Ultimate Guide to Moving to Arnold, Maryland. Somebody else in my market wrote the exact same article, titled it the exact same title as my article that I wrote a couple of years ago. Maybe not a couple of years ago, but yeah, that drives me crazy.
Did they plagiarize it, or they just use the same title?
No, they just used the same title. I don't even want to show it.
Then stop being a baby and get over it.
I know, but it's so frustrating because it shows up on Google that, hey, there's 2 articles with the exact same title.
Right. Yahoo Finance rips off everybody's titles, every single one of them. So if you ever, this is so funny about Yahoo Finance too. If you ever see an article that you're like, man, I really wanted to read that on the Wall Street Journal. I'm like, oh, just take the title and put it in the search again. And I guarantee Yahoo Finance has ripped it off. They do it all the time. Okay. So don't sweat.
Thank you for the perspective. You're not wrong on that. Yes.
Just move forward. It's okay. And you know what you could do is, this is what you could do. If that article is done well, write another article, then you backlink it to the original article, but much like you would do with a YouTube video, add a video to it, and then you can add some more Google juice to it.
You know what? Honestly, so I saw this the other day, and they're copying my exact strategy and some other things as well, my videos and everything. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna crush these guys. So it's kind of like lighting a fire to me put more content out there like that. So I'm actually kind of excited. I added somebody joined Reel with me, and they're joining my team as a local agent. And I'm gonna start creating content with him about my local market. So I'm kind of getting back
the channel.
What?
Then you can give him the channel. You can sell it to him afterwards.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. My channel was more of a national channel. I'm gonna create more local content. Well, you already said it's better to start a new one.
I would just start fresh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna work with somebody to create content again in my local market, and I'm gonna send people to my website. I'm kind of excited about that. It's gonna be a fun project to kind of get back into that local content. So I've been doing national content for a long time, real estate agent content. Yeah, kind of excited about that. So Andrew says, what are your thoughts about cross-posting to your Facebook or other social media from YouTube? I've heard to keep the two separate, but wanted your opinion. I think Kristina Smallhorn has strong opinions about that.
Don't do it. No. It's like that Star Wars meme with that like squid creature where he's like, no, don't do it. There's no reason to do it. If you want to put it on Facebook, upload it organically to Facebook. The whole goal of all of these social media sites is to keep you on their site as long as possible. So when you put out a link and it gives them the possibility of leaving Facebook or leaving Instagram, they don't really like that. They want you to stay there so they can sell more ads. So if you upload it organically, you're going to do better all the way around. Yeah. The only time I ever say to like take a link from YouTube and put it into something is like a blog post. But I also tell you, if you're going to do it on a blog post, make sure that video is like over a month old so you can let YouTube do its YouTube thing by serving it to a specific audience before you start adding it to a blog post.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally agree with that. Uploading, if you just want maximum views, uploading it organically to Facebook, the video, it's going to do a lot better. The video that Kristina was talking about earlier, I did an interview with an agent from another company. I uploaded it to YouTube, and then I uploaded it completely separately to Facebook as a Facebook video.
That was the collaboration video, right?
Yeah, the collaboration.
And you worked for another brokerage, and you were just comparing the two, right?
Yep. And and if I would have just shared my YouTube video on Facebook, it would have gotten a quarter of the exposure, And
it would have crippled the views on YouTube because nobody clicked on it.
Yeah, it just hurts. Yeah, it's just better to upload content natively. Now, my only exception to this, theoretically, is like if you have a Facebook group and it is the exact audience that you're trying to reach on YouTube,
right?
I don't really see anything necessarily wrong with sharing a video on there after it's kind of simmered.
Yeah, I'd still wait like a month before I ever post it on that group, and you better make sure that who you're sharing it to is most likely will click on it. Because that's a sign to YouTube too, right? So if you personally share that link in a group and nobody clicks on it, they're like, ooh, even their own people don't like that. So maybe we shouldn't be promoting this,
It's a funny question. What's the return policy on a tiny home? Can you drop it off at the Whole Foods?
I'm investigating this more, right? Yeah. I found a guy, this is how it all started. I was scrolling through TikTok, doom scrolling like we all do at midnight. And the guy bought it and he lives in like Brooklyn or something. So he has it at a storage facility. And he's like super excited about this house, which is really cute. He goes by and visits it every day. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, like, this isn't a bad price. $20,000. People could put this in their backyard for their mother-in-law or whatever. What if it leaks though? So, I mean, like there's lots of things I got to think about.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking to like collaborate with people that are like interior designs and people that are in construction. So I can bring it up to par. So later on I can give it away to somebody like a needy family.
Kristina, like making a video about returning my tiny home to Amazon, which I bought on Amazon, like that would get clicks. Because I instantly have questions like, what the hell is a return policy? Can you return a tiny home that you buy on Amazon? Like, so if you can buy one that, has questionable quality control and you want to return it, like, I think that'd be pretty interesting content right there.
I might even say but it takes 5 weeks to come out.
Oh, well, okay. Well, maybe just a video explaining the return policy. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. My whole thing is tomorrow I'm going over to the RV site to see if they'll allow me to put that there. Yeah. That's going to be the biggest thing. I have to find a location to put it.
I love it. All right. So Gio says, if I have a channel from 4 years ago, real estate related, but the videos are crap, can I reboot it or just start a new channel? This kind of goes back to what you're saying earlier.
If you haven't uploaded a video in over 4 years, let it go. It's really pointless. Just start over again. You're trying to bring back the dead, and it's been dead for 4 years. Nobody has visited the gravesite. You need to just let it go and start over again. Now, if you've said that it's 4 years old and you've been uploading videos, and it's like, let's just say the last time you uploaded was like 3 months ago, and you didn't get a lot of views. Yeah, you could still make that work. I'd still tell you though, I would still say to you, just start over. It works out from what I've seen with our students, Joe and I students, it works out so much better for the people that just start over, just start from scratch. They know how to like create a good video now. They understand the titling and the thumbnails. They have a good playlist strategy. They understand what they need to put in that description. They understand all that stuff. So when they start the new channel and they launch it the correct way, they're like, wow, like I got as many views as I did the whole year last year by starting it this way. And I'm like, told you.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. You know, I've heard Mr. B say many times that he could start a brand new channel and the very first video he uploads could be a banger and take off, and that he's seen that happen multiple times.
Absolutely. Do you remember the girl with the van years ago?
Yes.
Right. So this girl lives in a van, and she knew what she was doing. She talked to a bunch of YouTubers before she uploaded her very first YouTube video. And her very first video, she worked her tail off. She made sure the lighting and the aesthetic was absolutely perfect for what she wanted to convey. And it followed along with her Instagram following that she already had. So if you looked at her Instagram photos, it is exactly filmed the same way for her YouTube channel. She uploaded that first video, 1 million views. She did it right. She knew what she was doing.
She did it right. Yeah. I mean, it just shows, you know, and, you know, let's say it's been 4 years since you've been on that channel. Like those people, they don't have that relationship with you. They may not even remember you. You may show up in their subscription feed. Like who the hell is this? I don't remember subscribing to this channel.
I have done that. And I'm like, oh God. And I like unsubscribe. I'm like, I don't watch this garbage anymore.
That's what happens. They unsubscribe. They don't watch your content. And that could actually hurt your channel in the long run than help your channel having dead subscribers. And yeah, to Kristina's point, like my subscribers are probably pretty dead at this point. And you know, if I uploaded a video, I probably just get a whole bunch of unsubscribers. Since
you're trying to do the epinephrine, you know, you're trying to give him epinephrine and the shock treatment. Not going to work. Not going to work.
So let's see what kind of questions we got here. Would you recommend
the first question is the best one?
Oh yeah. Would you recommend starting a channel in a very small town, almost zero Google keyword search history, but is growing very fast with lots of new homes being built every year, or go 20 minutes further to a larger city with more competition?
This is what I would tell you to do. If you have an area that's a really small town but has a lot of new construction happening in it, I wouldn't go for like informational videos. I would create a home tour channel, and I would go to every single one of those builders and at least put out 2 videos a week of brand new home tours, and then put in your contact information at the bottom of each one of those. So that way you can, you know, start selling all the brand new homes. That's what I would do.
Honestly, like these home tour channels have got me really excited.
They do great. They always do. I told people that. Nobody listened to me. I did it in my little dinky town 4 years ago. I did it for an office, and I told them exactly how to keep it up, which they never did. They're fun, and they're very fun to do. And I used to film everything on my phone. Everything. Filmic Pro and my cell phone. And they got the houses sold faster too. When I did those really, they were 4 minutes long.
You know, so over the last couple of years, since 2020, there's been a digital land grab to see who can be the first like local YouTube channel in their area. And pretty much all the territory has been taken up at this point. There's going to be a couple small towns like you're talking about, but these home tour channels, this is going to be the next digital land grab, and it's going on right now. And you still have a chance to have that first mover advantage and be the first person in your market to have a local home tour channel.
But even with that said, even if there was another dude in your area that was doing home tours, you take what they did and make it your own, right? Because some people will put their face on it, right? And some people, they're like, that guy's obnoxious. Don't put your face on it. Do something different. What you said earlier, sometimes different is what makes you better.
Different is better than better.
Better, exactly. So just do something different that grabs their attention. If their videos are only 10 minutes long, do yours for 20, you know? Yeah. So it's not too late if just because some other dude in your market did it.
Yeah, I was talking to some agents yesterday about doing home tour channels, and Ray Allen, he brought up his channel. We took a look at it, and he's like, man, I tried it. It failed. I couldn't get any traction on my home tour channels. I looked at his videos. They're like 1 minute and 30 seconds long,
Yeah.
like 2 minutes long. I was like, Ray, look at this channel. It was really successful. These are 15, 20-minute long home tours.
Absolutely. I found that the secret number seems to be the top number, 24 minutes. 24 minutes. Something like just between that 24 to 25 minute mark seems to be the amount of time. If you go study home tour channels, like the biggest ones, and that's where they that's the magic number is about 24 minutes. And then the other thing too is like that thumbnail image too. The price in the house. The price in the house. Don't rock the boat. Stick with what works.
Let me show you. So this is Raj.
Look, there's the house. Boom.
Yeah,
that's it. Don't go crazy. It's not that like. And if you want to do your own personal branding for like a home tour channel, change the skyline and make it the same skyline. Like I saw that one guy's market.
Oh yeah.
It's the same exact cloud pattern in every single one. So if you open up his page, it literally is a sunny in every single one of the pictures, and it's the same cloud pattern.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah.
So it's his own personal brand.
Right. I like that actually.
Yeah.
And so Raj does really simple one take home tours, essentially one take, where it just him walking through the house, kind of going like this. It does an intro and an outro to it.
Is this the guy that does the Shalom? No, that's another guy. That's out of Texas.
But look how long these videos are. 25 minutes, 19 minutes, 19 minutes, 21, 18, 23, 17. So you got to make these longer home tours. And that's what works well right now. If you do a less than a 5-minute home tour, it's really you're gonna have a hard time with that. You really got to go for longer form content. And
you got to pay attention, because that number changes, right? So when I was doing home tours back in the day, like 2017, 2018, 2019, they were 4 minutes. That was the magic number. But now it's this, and who knows, it might go back to a shorter amount of time. You have to pay attention to what's people are getting into,
Yeah. And so a lot of people will be like, well, how do you do a 20-minute, home tour on a 1,500 square foot house? Well, you got to find a way. And what Raj does is that he does, look, it's just super slow and it's all one take. And I actually like this format because you get a better grasp of where everything is when you
how it flows.
Yeah. When you're just doing cuts, you're like, okay, we're in the kitchen. Oh, now there's a fireplace. Where the hell's that fireplace at? Now we're in a bedroom. Where's this bedroom at? This format of continuously filming, it just, you get a better feel for how the house is laid out.
Is he using it with his phone, or is he using a like a camera on a rig?
His phone and a little handheld gimbal.
That's how I always did it from the get go. It's so smart. And then like the clarity on the phones have gotten a lot better, but Filmic Pro is a great app to work with. If you want to like amp it up just a little bit more, it does make it a little bit crisper.
Oh, what is that? Is an app on your phone?
Yeah. So Filmic Pro, it's and they have a subscription for it. It like if you like those really smooth, buttery shots, and if you were gonna do some like clips that like you're gonna put some clips on over top for like a B-roll or whatever. I used to do this all the time. People love when the freaking rain water is on in the shower. I turn that on, do the the cinematic B-roll shot. Where it doesn't, because if you do it through your Apple slow-mo, it makes it flashy. It's like, but if you do it through Filmic Pro, it doesn't do that.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and anytime I used to do the sinks in the master bathroom. I used to do the showers in the primary bathroom. Excuse me. I also did the tub. I just filmed all three of them and I decided which one I liked the best. In the kitchen, because we have gas stoves here, I would have all the gas burners on, and the flickering of the gas coming up. I mean, it was mesmerizing. People love that. And I used to do that on all of them. Again, the freaking water in the kitchen on with that slow-mo. And there was just these slow-mo shots I always did. And then if they had a fireplace, gasless fireplace, I would do the same thing with the gasless fireplace.
That's a great idea, actually. Yeah. Just like, just some like juicy, sexy slow-mo shots.
Yeah.
Every now and then. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea. Like maybe you could do like a walkthrough like this and then just cut in like whoosh, the fire lighting up and the stove and the water flowing. just kind of cut in some sexy B-roll into a walkthrough like this.
And you can make it even more funny. It'd be like when you turn on the stove, like you could show it like normal when you're turning on the stove, and all of a sudden then you go to that slow mo, and then you'll like have something going, oh yeah.
Actually, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, just something just to make it not the typical home tour, something to add a little bit, because everything's so serious right now. So once you add just a little spice of humor in it, just a little bit.
And I feel like with the home tours, again, people have a hard time making them longer. How do you make it a 10-minute long video? And I mean, could you add in a minute total of sexy B-roll of sinks flowing and fires burning and nice slow-mo cinematic shots, and just to kind of add a little bit filler to it, but it also makes it a little more interesting. I'll show you
what if they had an outdoor kitchen, man, you can do lots of outdoor slow-mo shots.
So I've done I've done a couple home tours like this with my mom, and so I'll do a walkthrough of the house like that, where I show all the rooms, and then do a second walkthrough of her showcasing the house and talking, and then I just kind of edit the two together. So somewhere, where is she? Here she is. And then I can just kind of edit the two. So 2 different walkthroughs, one with her guiding, one without her, and just kind of edit the two together. And that worked pretty well. I need to make these longer. This is only 3 minutes. So I'm being a hypocrite about the length of it, but they work. They're getting views.
If you don't have the time to like go out there and do it yourself, you can hire somebody to go through. Just make sure you train them how to go through your house.
Right.
And then I would strongly suggest doing a little a nice voiceover of it. Get yourself a good microphone, set yourself up with a script, follow along with the flow of the house, and so you can start describing some of the things. Make sure you write down all the characteristics of the house that people should know about, like the ceiling height, what type of floors they are, if it has crown molding, any kind of bonus features, so you can add to that script as you're talking about it all the way through. You don't have to be there in order to make a good video, a good walkthrough tour.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really good point. So like when my mom did it, I told her like, hey, just walk to the house, just kind of wing it. And, they go, oh, look at these beautiful cathedral ceilings and granite countertops. But what Raj does is he does the home tour. He comes back, gets a good mic, and he has all the details about the property. And then he kind of watches the video as he records his audio, and he has all the facts right there that he can really recite. And like, yeah, okay, that does look pretty good. That is, a little bit better, kind of doing it that way.
Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Well, I think that's probably a good place to kind of wrap it up. It was really great doing the show with you again, Kristina.
I'm glad you're back, Malcolm.
I'm back.
Malcolm has a course, by the way. I'm not the only one with a course. Malcolm has a course, and it's a good course.
Thank you. YouTubeleadgen.com if anybody wants to check it out, or you want a free 1 hour, if you want a paid 1 hour consultation to dive deep into your YouTube channel.
Any course promotion? Yeah, like Malcolm and I come from a place of collaboration. We promote each other's course. Yeah. I have a course too, Real Estate Video Geeks, but it's whichever person you like better.
I'm back from all my world travels. I was in Africa in December. I was in Italy and France in January. Now I'm back ready to freaking grind and focus on my business and be a homebody for a few months.
I felt the rains down in Africa.
It's exactly. I was doing that every day.
Were you?
Every day, just had that song on repeat.
Did you really? I would have. I would have done it. I'm a moron though. So, all right, Malcolm, see you next week, baby. Hopefully.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Oh, don't forget we have a live stream at 3 p.m.
Video Geeks does?
Yeah, me and the Geeks. We're going to be talking about live streaming and why it's important.
I love it. Live streaming about live streaming. Absolutely.
Live streaming about live streaming. That's right. Yep. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome to.
I got to get my kid at 3.
Yeah.
A whole single parent thing,
Blech.
Gets in the way sometimes. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.